Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Kyle here, RR Buildings, and we've been working on this porch. We did a couple videos on the porch, both the framing, the roofing, and now we're gonna be doing some of the finishes. So what we need to do is we have our gutter guy coming in 2 days. We don't have our soffit fascia done. So this video, we're gonna get our soffit, our fascia. We're gonna move into some gutter work. People have always asked about gutters. So let's go ahead and get into this. We've got our speed lap soffit, the same stuff we used up top. This is a 1 foot soffit. I always try to kind of stagger or step down the lower first story soffits. You could definitely do a 2 foot overhang on a porch. I don't know, it's just kind of like our signature. We always do a 1 foot. So what we've got to do is make a couple bends. We'll start in this corner. We'll work our way around. Let's just see how fast we can get this done. I know we've done some soffit fascia content in the past, but maybe this is the first video that you've watched. And hey, if it is, maybe you want to hit the subscribe button. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate it. You'll notice that there's nothing up here. We don't have any framing to nail this to. So what we do is we're gonna just go ahead and screw it directly right into the post. So what we are going to use actually are just our post frame screws. And it's pretty darn tight, but I typically just take the rubber washer off. I'll pick that up later. And because we've got a pretty good straight line here with our post, we're just gonna screw it directly in just like that. Ha ha! Let's go, dude. I mean, come on. That's pretty sweet. That's one piece all the way in and out.
Heck yeah.
I'm excited about that. I'm pretty darn excited about that. You know what? I've pulled this darn nail out of my pouch about 100 times, and the tip is not there. I just need to burn it up. But it's gonna be one of these ones that, like, because of that, it's gonna move on me, and I'm gonna smash my finger. Oh, there it goes. Not today, though. So while Greg's working on that, what I will do is, because we have a miter, it's easier to start right there with a full and work into the miter, but
I would start from the miter into the wall.
But it is easier to be square, but I'm gonna cut these at 45, so it don't really matter. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want the challenge of just starting and running, you know, and just seeing what happens. But this is our speed lap product. It's, if you haven't seen it, instead of the traditional like tongue and groove of soffit, you just set it in and it just literally laps right over and it locks in. So it's a very quick, just easy process. And we like it. It comes from Metal Wholesale Speed Lap. You can get it just about anywhere, they tell me. You just have to ask for it. I think I'm just gonna start in the corner, Greg, and just work my way
do what you want.
right out. You're not gonna be mad at me if I do that, are you?
A little bit.
Or just disappointed?
Mostly disappointed, yeah.
So now we got this nice miter here. That looks pretty good, man. Easy, easy, easy. I try not to put all my fasteners in this trim here until I start running some of my soffit, because I don't want them in the way. So if I were to by chance put one right where one of these, you know, profiles are gonna be hitting it, that would be not good. So I can see now that I'm gonna have this flat area right here. So this is where I'll put another fastener. And that'll lock it in pretty nice. Kaboom. All right, this piece is gonna be into the miter. So whenever I do a miter personally, I've had people be very confused that have worked with me in the past. Greg knows who I'm talking about. We're not gonna name any names, but I basically am just gonna put this in right where it's gonna go, and I'm going to, well, this is actually a pretty easy one. It's just right here. We're just gonna make a quick 45. One of the nice things about the speed lap that I noticed is when you're doing your cuts, unlike traditional soffit where you have that female leg that the male slips into, you know, that action. When you make the cuts, sometimes it gets pinched real tight and then it's kind of hard to get in and out of. With the speed lap, there isn't, that's not a thing. Like this here, you can just cut right around. You don't have to, you know, it's not a difficult cut, I guess, if that makes any sense. If you've ever done Soffit, you probably know what I'm talking about. And with the speed lap, you don't have that. Look at that, boom. I love it. I already know that my miter is gonna start right here. Should be 45 if we did our job. By the way, this is a 26 gauge metal soffit, so it's really nice and strong. It's not just a simple aluminum. Definitely a lot nicer when you're out here where the wind can get pretty bad. It's gonna hold up a lot better. You're not gonna have rodents ripping through it like you do with aluminum soffit, not as easily. There we go, that should be my piece. All right, now if you're noticing I'm a little bit further away from my fascia edge than I would want, it is because when I ordered all this soffit, my state of mind was not correct. Our top 2-foot soffit, we had to go 23 1/4 because we added sheathing to our 2-foot overhang. Hence, instead of our traditional 2-foot full overhang, I lost a 1/2 inch. So then I measured it and I said, you know what, let's give ourselves a 1/4 inch play. We'll order them at 23 1/4, which normally we go 23 3/4. I did the same thing on my freaking porch soffit and went 11 1/4 instead of 11 3/4. So luckily it'll get covered, but if you're looking at it, yeah, I did mess that up. That should have been, oops. That should have been a little bit bigger there. Okay, so what we're going to do here, because we're using smart side fascia doesn't have like a traditional L lip that you would see on like aluminum soffit fascia, where it's gonna come in here and it's gonna cap over your soffit, and that's gonna cover this kind of ugly edge, right? What we decided was, hey, we've got all this metal roofing scraps and we've got this 1-inch leg that's already here. What if we took it, and it is the first time I've seen this, so you guys are gonna see it with me. What if we took it and went like so? Okay, so now we have this nice trim line that's gonna be here, and then our smart side fascia will go right on the back side, cover this all up. This will look nice. Greg, what do you think about this, buddy?
It's actually really clean.
I like it. What this also gives me is I can put like a 4-inch, or my thought was I'm gonna put like a 4-inch bend on this in this corner, and it's gonna give me something to flash to instead of just running it dead into the wall and having a place for water to get behind it. It shouldn't. So let's see how this turns out too. Once again, this is just a new detail. Never done it before. Inside, Greg. So we kind of realized that because I kind of shortchanged my soffit, when we put up our fascia, we're gonna see a little bit of that wood. I don't want that. So we're just gonna go ahead and burn up some of this WeatherLogic tape, since it's, you know, such a cheap solution, instead of like, you know, using a can of spray paint or something to just quickly spray the wood black. And this should allow us to not look up there and see any wood, hopefully. When this goes in here, at least when you look up, it's gonna be dark and black. Even though it says WeatherLogic, you know, you're just not gonna see that. You're just not gonna, the goal is just take away the wood, I guess. My bad, I messed up. I'll do better next time. All right, I'm gonna start now on this corner coming out, and what I typically will do is I want my miters to line up, my ribs on my soffit, so that when they die in, you know, it's gonna look like a perfect miter. So what I can do is either use this guy here that I cut off. I gotta think about this for a second. I don't want to make a mistake, because I always talk bad about guys that make this mistake. So I should be able to line this up where this all matches up So my miters are matching up. This is the cutoff of the other side. So this is how I kind of know I'm just lining up everything. There's, you know, the other ways you can just measure it. But this should work. So now when I put this in here, hopefully, my miters line up, which they actually don't line up perfectly. So, oh, I think I'm hitting this dang screw here. That might have to come out. There we go. Okay, now we're cooking with gasoline. So that is lined up miter. And I'm going to do a little bit different because I don't like the look of those staples. We're going to use some occasional screws to hold this up. And then our fascia trim piece will do the final kind of job of keeping it right where we want it. Good for me. Oh man, I'm gonna be really close. 3 more pieces. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. That is honestly crazy. That was exactly 16 inches. This porch must be perfectly divisible by 16 when you make it all the way around, because I ended up with the exact amount of pieces. Every miter was like the exact same. I got lucky once again because I did not order enough. I should have ordered a couple extra. Or maybe not. Maybe it's perfect. Ready for fascia, brother. This is kind of an extra thing, but I think it's worthwhile. I'm just gonna kind of shingle up here and just cover this area. We did a kick-out flash, but this is notoriously the worst place on a building when you have this side connection to a wall here. Water can get in here and destroy this area. I'm also gonna do another detail when we get our siding on, so that'll come later, but just for the heck of it, I'm going to just kind of do some shingled tape flashing here, hopefully just to mitigate any problems in the future from happening, occurring, whatever. And I wish I would have done this before I even did any of the soffit, the fascia, any of the framing. I wish I would have just taken some vapor dry leftovers and just put it on the entire wall right here. But hey, live and learn. We're just practicing post framers, so we're getting better every time. Once again, that's just extra protection. And then what we've also got is this trim, which is not a trim, it's just a piece of metal roof, but it's gonna serve a purpose. We did a little bend out on the end. So I'll be able to do something like this. And when I tape up here, I'll be able to tape over top of this. Once again, just giving us more protection in this area where, you know, inherently it's never any good. Well, I kind of don't know what I was doing there, but I messed that up. But it don't matter. It's not even going to be seen. Just my pride is the only thing that's hurt, Greg. Win some, you lose some.
Yep.
I gotta be honest, guys. I actually like this. This was just kind of a crazy solution we came up with because we never thought through the fact that our fascia was smart side and wasn't gonna have any good way to cap this. And instead of doing it like the up top area where we ran our J here and then was gonna put our siding and trims up to the inside, it didn't work out here because we don't have that option on our porch unless we ran another piece of trim here, which we didn't wanna do. So this was the best we could come up with, and it actually looks pretty good. I'm kind of excited to see it with the actual smart side fascia now on, and we're gonna get this like kind of stair-stepped little trim detail, I think. We'll find out, I guess. We're almost there. Greg, it looks pretty good, huh? Look up. I know you're probably gonna be like, 5 out of 10.
No, I would say 8 out of 10.
Oh, dang, holy cow.
8.8. 1.5.
Holy cow.
Looks good.
All
Looks
right.
good.
Well, I lost a little paper up there, but I guess it's gonna still do its job. It's like a piece of flashing that didn't stick, I guess. See, this is board and batten here, so I'm not gonna have an ability to flash over my siding. The other side is gonna be where horizontal is coming through, and I can actually flash over the last piece of horizontal before my kick out flash. Here, this is just gonna be kind of do our best, caulk the rest scenario with the board and batten. And that's why I think that's why this is important to do now, before the gutter gets put on, because we got gutters coming, and I won't really have access here. So I'll make sure my gutter's off enough for us to slide back our material, but that's about it. We're not gonna be able to, most likely, access this later. So we're gonna do our best, try to keep the water from doing any damage right here. Don't love it. Ow, that hurt. Before you laugh at that, what happens is, in order to make this tight, I'm trying to like angle my nail up, and it is hard to punch a nail on an angle through 26 gauge. So you gotta kind of hit it flat and then try to angle it, but it's kind of difficult. So trying to keep this nice and tight up to this fascia. But anyway, that's it for that trim detail. Greg's been cutting and painting the back side of our smart side, so you won't see the unfinished side on the inside. We'll see how he's doing, and we're ready to put up smart side. That's gonna clean it up nice. Maybe once we get our nails painted. Here, go ahead and hit yours up. All right, guys, that wraps up soffit fascia on the porch. I'm really happy with the way it looks, the details. I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. I like it. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think, but we're now gonna move on to gutters, which I'm super pumped for because I'm tired of putting plywood up everywhere to stop the water splatter on my new stone. All right, so we got Scotty here. Him and his crew, AR Gutter Services. Scotty's been doing gutters for how many years now for us?
18.
But for us, you've been at least probably 10?
10 years, yeah.
10
we
or so?
started in 05.
Okay, okay. And they're gonna be putting the gutters on the new shop here. So Scotty, you always like to go around and let's talk what you need from me so you can get to work.
Yeah, certainly. So we're not gonna do any gutters on the brows on the uppers since we're cascading down, is that?
Yeah, I don't think there's any gutter need for up that.
Sure, I mean, we could always do it if it
becomes a problem.
and we could keep an open end cap to that end and float backwards. I don't see why it's an issue here over steel.
Yeah.
So then we'll go left end cap to right end cap off this end. You said you wanted to come into where the board and batten's gonna meet?
Yep, I got a trim board that's black right there, so I just figured we'd run that black gutter right down that, so it just kind of disappears.
Perfect.
Is that good for you?
But it's offset with the corner up top.
Yeah, we'll just line up.
Come down and then cascade straight down from there.
Yep, I'll get you a line there so you know exactly where that downspout's gonna go.
Sure.
But
okay.
what do you, we always kind of struggle with, what do you want to do on the stone?
Well, you've made a point to get away from a ledger elbow here and then do a custom bevel, so we'll come straight down.
Okay.
Cut that off at about 18 inches. Then we'll create a front bevel here that brings it past, and then a rear bevel here that brings it down to tile.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna tile all this stuff. Hopefully we'll get some, gutter tiled pretty soon, but the big thing is I'm just tired of the splatter.
Right, for
on
siding.
this black stone.
So you're not getting rained on while you're putting the siding
That's right,
on?
that's right. So let's
Go
just,
this way?
yeah, let's just real quick and walk around and just double check where all of our stuff is gonna go.
Yep. So we already talked this front porch gutter, which the guys are getting going on.
That was easy.
And so we got a drop on that corner.
These guys don't mess around. They showed up and they just get to work because they know for the most part what I'm already gonna do, but we do have some different roof lines here, so I just wanted to double check up here, Scotty.
Yep.
Mainly on this
And
front.
so we already spoke of this one, so we made our high point about here. We've got half that water going to that one, and then we'll bring another drop down on the back side of this post.
Perfect. So that it's hidden mainly?
Yeah, we usually try to hide them for you, so we'll come to this side here, and then on that side we stayed off the driveway.
You always try to hide in your work, dude. I think it looks good. You don't need to hide
well,
it.
when you have a 6x6 cedar post, you don't want to block that with a $10 downspout.
That $250 post.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
But up here, what do you think? We're just gonna take this little 8-foot section to this main roof?
Well, so what we'll do here is we'll take and drop down on the corner. So on every build for Kyle, we always come down on the corners because the downspout matches the corner.
Yeah.
So we'll take this upper and push it to the back of the house to create as little amount of possible coming into this trough.
Yeah.
Since we've already got the porch water.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And the back is just like the front, so.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're good?
Yeah.
All right, man, you get to work. I'm gonna get to work.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Scotty, AR Gutter Services. Scotty, what's your phone number? 406?
815-406-8172.
Okay, blow his phone number up, guys.
Stillman Valley, Illinois.
Yeah. he'll travel anywhere, he said.
Byron phone number, though, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm gonna boom out, and hopefully it doesn't go too.
Jeez.
Getting in the lift
Right
and
there.
Oh.
stuck.
Yeah.
So, if you feel like you're an 8 tight,
Yeah, we're an 8 tight. You could go your way here.
come on to Greg and 8 there, eh?
There.
Sure.
Here you go. Speed square on a gutter.
So this spot right here, we just had them line up the end of the gutter to the end of the fascia because I still need to do, I'm gonna put a piece of 3/8 board right here, black, and then I will come through with my multi-tool and cut this exactly. Once my trim goes on here, this gutter is gonna be far enough to catch all the water coming off this roof, but I didn't want it to be too long, so that's kind of what we came up with. This is your guys' last gutter, isn't it? Yeah. Nice, so last gutter for these guys, they gotta punch it down. You probably wanna go down now and get out to a ladder, huh? All right, well, gutter guy, Scotty just left, finished up all the gutters. You'll notice we've got blocks in random places. Those blocks are so that the gutters are at least installed where they're going to be when the finishes are all on, all the trims and siding. Also, one of the things you'll notice is, sorry about that wind. We're gonna do, this is all gonna get tiled in. That'll be at a later date. I've actually got a trencher coming as an attachment for the Kubota. So we'll be able to trench all these downspouts in, get them underground and take them out down the hill over here. I'm on a little bit of a hill. So I like this. Scotty always thinks about the visual from the front. So we got all the downspouts kind of in the back. And in fact, if you step back here, you'll notice this whole gutter, it runs down here. And then what he does is he uses a non-traditional B elbow and he takes that downspout off to the back corner. Instead of being on the front corner, which is where my gutter is, he'll bring it back here for us, and then this will get tied right into some drain pipes. So gutters, you know, I think they're nice because they really do clean up if you have a poor fascia. I think we do a good job on our steel, on our fascia, so you know, we don't need a gutter, but it does look really nice. Black, seamless gutters, aluminum. Once again, Scotty is AR Gutter Services. He's out of Stillman Valley. Good dude, been doing gutters for us for years, and maybe I'll throw his number in one of these pics or something, and you can give him a call if you need gutters in Northern Illinois. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Porch is done, you know, for the most part. Our gutters are now done, and we're gonna be moving on pretty strong and heavy into the world of LP Smart Side siding and trim. So if that's interesting to you guys, make sure you stick around, maybe hit the subscribe button if you want to make sure to get notified. There's a bell that YouTube will do that. Or hey, if you just enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up and we'll catch you on the next one.